Okay, let's start with slide. Oh, what a wonderful technique to learn. Okay, what does slide mean? Slide means starting with one note, for example, and reaching a target note. So for example, we're using A all the time, right? So we could start our slide coming from the 8th fret on the 2nd string and sliding that note to the 10th fret to our target note, okay? So it would sound something like this. Okay? So, what can you do with slide? You can slide up. You can also slide down. Right? So what did I do there? I started on the 12th fret and slided down to the 10th fret, to my target note. Okay? I started with any note I choose and slide it down to my target note, or I can slide up. Again, choose any finger you feel comfortable with, and also don't worry if your fingertips start to hurt. Mine is starting to hurt now. You won't damage them unless you're like using super heavy strings and really applying extreme bending or things like that. Not such as like when you're practicing bar chords and stuff like that, that your wrist starts to hurt and your fingers, this part of your hand starts to hurt and you can really damage it and make permanent damage. Not so much with fingertips, okay? They're not really that important. They just hurt, that's all. So don't worry if they hurt a bit. If they hurt, change fingers. Like you could do a slide with your middle finger. You could do it with your ring finger. You could do it with your index finger. Or with your pinky. Or with your nose. Not with your nose. All right. So how are we going to apply the big four to slide? So for example, let's say we're just going to slide up to our target note from the 8th fret on the 2nd string to that A note on the 10th fret. The first one we said was the big four was attack. So we could attack that slide very harshly. Right? Or we could do it very softly. Right? Completely changes what you want to say. The second one was timing. Where are we going to place that slide and hit that target note? So we could start it on beat 1, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could start it on beat 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? It all changes what we're trying to say. The third one was speed. How fast are we going to apply that slide? So for example, I could go a very fast slide. Or I could do a very slow slide. It changes what you're trying to say again, right? And the fourth in the big four was vibrato. It ends that slide the good way. So let me demonstrate a little bit what I mean with attack, what I mean with timing, what I mean with speed, and what I mean with vibrato, applying it to slide, okay? Let's do a 2-note slide. You could also do a 1-note slide. 1 fret, you can do a, okay? I'm just gonna slide up in this case, and I'm going to apply attack, then I'm going to apply timing, then I'm going to apply speed, and then I'm going to apply vibrato, and then we can go to the backing track where I mute myself, and then again I can show you all those techniques combined for you to have a little bit of inspiration and see what you are able to do applying slide, okay? One basic technique, slide. So let's start with attack. On beat 1. how it sounds completely different? A little bit harder. Okay, now let's do timing. Let's start it on beat 2, for example. 4, 1. On beat 4, 2, 3. Now let's do speed, okay? For example, I'm gonna start on beat 1 and make a quick slide. 4. Different than if I do a slow slide. Right? Different than if I play it on beat 3. 4, 1, 2. On beat 4. Sounds completely different. Okay, I could even repeat that slide and use speed to create a little phrase. For example, see, I was combining speed and timing. Okay. And of course, vibrato at the end. You can even start vibrato here. See how the big 4 applied to this very basic technique, which is slide, and it makes it sound completely different whenever you apply the different techniques, the different big 4s to that basic technique, which is slide. Okay, so now let's put the backing track on. We'll play for a couple minutes, and then I'll show you just with one slide what you can do to make it sound different and hopefully give you a little bit of inspiration. Okay, let's do this. Again, I'm going to mute my guitar. 3, 4. Mute my guitar. Okay, so now I want to show you different little things you can do. Hopefully you get inspired in what is possible just with slide and applying the big 4 to that slide. Okay, I'm going to be going, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to improvise. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration on what you can do. Okay, let's do this. So you see, I wasn't playing everything perfectly. I was just testing out things that might get my attention and that might make me inspired in playing things with that technique of slide, okay? So at the end of this series on basic techniques, I'll give you many examples on little phrases, like for example, what I did here. Those are little phrases using slide that you can apply and make part of your repertoire. So when you're improvising over a track, you already know that little trick and you can include it in your playing, okay? But for now, let's just try stuff out like what I did here. There's no right or wrong. If you limit yourself to what's correct, you won't move out of the box and maybe find something that really resonates with you and that it becomes one thing that it's your signature sound or however you want to call it, okay? Let's go to the next one.